The days of snail mail and phone calls through a household landline are long over. Social media is a worldwide phenomenon that has taken over the way humans interact with one another. Any website or app or gaming site that allows social interaction is considered social media. People of all ages and backgrounds are communicating through these online websites and smartphone applications even more than they are texting one another, let alone through a phone call. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter are among the most popular, to name a few. Commenting, liking messages, sharing is now the norm for the users who log onto these applications. The 21st century is easily defined by its technological advancements, one of those being the ever-growing phenomenon of social media. It is no doubt that these platforms are a part of the daily lives of human beings, but how much of an impact do they really have on society, especially the youth in society? As any kind of advancement within modern technology, there are endless accounts of positive impacts that come from within this part of our daily lives. When the statistics of 2016 are shown that 22.9% of the global population has a Facebook profile, it is without question that the use of social media is not going to cease to exist anytime soon. The growing use of social media within children, adolescents, and young adults has created problems that they have never been exposed to before. If these websites and applications are abused, they can become a very toxic and unhealthy environment. Never before have these age groups had to deal with cyberbullying, Facebook depression, flirtatious texting, also known as sexting, online predators, or being exposed to inappropriate content. These teenagers are impressionable and easily succumb to peer pressure, so it's easy for them to fall into the norm that is attached to involving themselves within the world of the internet. Cyberbullying has become such a problem that some schools have tried to ban cell phones altogether. Cyberbullying is when a person or a group of people use digital media to create false, humiliating, or generally negative information about another person. This type of bullying can cause depression, anxiety, social isolation, and sometimes even suicide. Facebook depression is a fairly new term in which researchers came up with to describe the effects of when preteens and teens spend so much time on social media that it begins to take a toll on them and mirror classic signs such as depression, which can lead to social isolation. Sexting is another fairly new phenomenon, which can be defined as sending, receiving, or forwarding sexually explicit messages or photographs via cell phones or internet. Oftentimes, sexting can lead to public humiliation if the content falls into the wrong hands, or in an extreme case, they could be charged with the distribution of child pornography if the person involved is underage. The parents of these teens do not grow up exposed to the world of technology in the same way as kids these days, so it's hard for them to realize how much of their lives are on social media and how much they impact their life offline. This severs the connection between a parent and a child, and it makes it harder for them to realize when something like social media is negatively affecting their life. Although there are many negative aspects when it comes to the use of social media, there are also a lot of parts that have benefited the young people in society. Social media gives people the opportunity to connect with loved ones, meet new people from all across the world, and share aspects of their daily lives. It can help bring communities together through planning political and charity events, art events, or musical concerts. Social networking websites are known to spread information faster than any other media, with over 50% of people learning about important news topics through logging onto their favorite app. Blogs, podcasts, and video sharing are all platforms that promote the growth and creativity and individualism. They allow humans to connect with one another through shared interests and allow diversity in ways that some physical aspects of their lives may not. Websites like Facebook allow classmates to keep in touch and to make pages for their sports teams or study groups, with a large percentage of students using social media websites as a way to discuss educational topics and school assignments. Adolescent life is the time when they are trying to figure out who they are and where they belong, and social media gives them the opportunity to branch out and explore themselves and the world around them. Acceptance and forming emotional bonds with one another is an important element to the life of teenagers. Without these connections, the young people in society will fail to thrive. With all the pros and cons laid out on the table, the next question is, how will social media impact the future of these adolescents? These days, children and teens cannot even fathom a world without social media, seeing as how the internet has been around since before they were born. The ages of people who use social media become younger and younger, and that remains a growing concern for older generations. Has the use of modern technology become the new way to raise the youth in American society? There are a few ways in which it is expected that social media will affect our society within the next 40 years. First, impacting a child's future. Young people seem to forget that once something is posted online, it is forever traceable. Many employers search for potential employees on social networking sites to see what kind of online persona they may have. Many times, an employer will turn down turn them down if they depict any sort of negative or inappropriate content. Although social media is at an all-time high right now, it is expected to increase. In 2014, a study has found that mobile and tablet video consumption has increased 133% over the previous year alone. Fisher-Price has even come out with the Baby Bouncer with a slot available to hold an iPad. With the growing lack of attention spans and instant gratification in today's society, it is hard to imagine that civilization will decrease the amount of technology that it uses in everyday life.
I had the dream life. I had 500,000 people interested in me on social media, on Instagram, sorry. I had over 100,000 views on most of my videos on YouTube. To a lot of people, I made it. I still am technically signed with, and I don't want to model at all anymore, but I am signed with one of the biggest agencies in Australia. I had one of the biggest agencies in America want to sign me for modeling and for my YouTube. I had messages and messages of big companies, brands, sponsorships on my hands, and I was in LA and I was at a pinnacle of success in what I thought it was. I was dating a guy that was way more famous than me, way more successful, had an amazing car, beautiful beyond words, and he was fucking depressed. And I was like, what, you have everything. I was surrounded by all this wealth and all this fame and all this power, and yet they were all miserable. And I had never been more miserable. I'm the girl that had it all, and I want to tell you that having it all on social media means absolutely nothing to your real life. And it might for a second, yeah, like I was making changes in a small amount to do with veganism, to do with whatever, positive thinking. But at the same time, everything I was doing was edited and contrived and to get more value and to get more views, to get more, I had all this in me that I just wanted more people to hear me. So everything I did was for views, for likes, for followers. I did shoots for like hours just to get photos for Instagram. I would meet up with people and talk and connect, whatever, but just make photos for Instagram. Like, yes, I could connect with them, but the basis of what we were doing wasn't just love and in nature and getting out there and talking about life. It was social media, which is now